The God in me loves to meet the God in you. Do you know to be a snitch, you have to be part of something? Do you know how to be a rat, you have to be part of something? Do you know to be an informant, you have to be part of something? Did you know that? You don't get those titles just by existing. No, no, no. You get those titles by belonging to something where you disobeyed or disrespected the decree that you devoted some sort of your existence to. Only way you can get those fucking deals and those titles. Only way. I guess in the professional world, they're called whistleblowers, and um, some of them are called autobiographers, but we won't get into that. So don't worry, streets and clubs and people that I'm about to daddy the fuck out of. Um, it happens to everybody. It happens in every single group. It's all part of free will. Um, it's been so disheartening along this journey as a spiritualist, for the streets, to the Senate, to the fucking Shaheeds. It's been one of the fucking most gut-wrenching things to see what people are capable of doing against those that they called their own, those that they spent so much time with, certain occasions, so many memories. I thought, when I first thought about this, well, if you take a vow, if you take a blood in and blood out vow, how in the fuck can you live with yourself if you want out of it? I figured it was a fucking pity thing that you would want to die if you weren't a part of that group. Here I am, figuring out the fucking reality of situations in groups of people that I wanted so hard to work with, for, from, and of. And that shit's on, I stand on that. That shit's on fucking record. To the point where I'm sitting here now wondering what I was trying to save, questioning how in the fuck it got so bad and how in the fuck I could make it better, to where in the fuck can I start at, to who in the fuck do I fucking talk to? Because everybody I seem to talk to had nothing good to say about anybody else. And if they didn't have anything good to say, they didn't fucking say anything at all to me ever. Those are the ones that I speak for, from, and of right now. Because those are the guys and the women that you wanted to be a part of, that you got to be a part of, that you were a part of, that you are a part of currently. When I saw my gray lighter, and I do claim it as mine, that's how I look at this deal. Because my entire existence does not wake up to enjoy a life of liberty and the pursuit of happiness in it. My life is when I wake up, I realize that I have to get up and speak truths. Because not only is that what I'm good at, but it's what needs to happen. There's nobody else out there to do this. And you're the ones that were supposed to be the staple points and the pillars of not only communities, but fucking concepts. You were supposed to protect your community, the men and the women and the children and the elderly that were within it. You were supposed to protect the grounds that they built their lives upon. You were supposed to preserve the ideals that they lived within. That was your role. I don't know if you knew that about motorcycle clubs. It was not all fun and shits and giggles and lollipops and rainbows. And at the same time, it was not all fucking drug dealing and fucking bitches and fucking bikes. It was a very, very seriously considered and respected lifestyle that crossed not only nations, but oceans, through brotherhoods of men that went to war and the women that stood beside them, whether it was professionally or personally. Those are the people that truly deserve the respect and the honor of the American dream more than any of you fucking pieces of shit. I don't give a shit what your civic duty is. I don't give a fuck what your civilian perspective is. Actually, I do give a fuck, but I can't give a fuck because it's not about me. And it's not about you. And that's the part that you have to listen to. Is the places and the people that you disrespected by your actions. You have to sit and listen to it. Because I know for a fact, you guys, if you can't sit there and listen to it for like 10, 15 minutes, there's no way in God's green earth you'd be able to do prison time, let alone sit in a county jail. Do you see? I know that there's been a lot of fucking crazy chicks on my streets trying to go around telling people that they know what they're doing. And I've seen a lot of tweaker chicks on videos. I understand the complete and blatant disregard and disrespect for a lot of my white girls and my white boys with tattoos. Believe me. And I'll do the best that I can to take care of the worst of them. But I'm going to leave you with the best of them. So you better understand that as a fucking civilian. I promise you that. As Caesar ran everything from either a war or ran everything from worship, ultimately and evermore, he got betrayed. So betrayal will go all the way back to ancient times. It goes all the way back to brothers killing brothers. It goes all the way back to mothers protecting sons until their dying day. And the moment that that stopped and moms started snitching out their sons for moms who were doing time for doing unbelievable things with their sons, that's when it got fucking switched up. I'll tell you what, when society switched up on that, that is when the galactic goddesses started getting pissed off. And the blame started going a little bit crazy, but we're not going to get into that. We'll go into that mama deal later. We'll work out those childhood wounds later. So, as always, when you were a kid, you get in trouble with your dad, right? And then your mom would come in and comfort you or something like that. I'm sure that's how it was supposed to go in Mayberry and shit. Well, I don't know if that's how it went, but that's how the galactic goddesses want me to do this. So I have 7 cards right here that after you get scolded by your dad, she wants to come in and give you like, give you a hug and let you know that it's just a little bit of, it'll be okay. I would hope that a mom would do that. So, but the galactic goddesses say that. Now, and the same idea of if I were to attack something or something was attacking me, I'd take the head off the snake and just handle the problem. In the true fashion of wanting to preserve the idea and the head of a situation, because I do feel that, I don't know, man. I don't know about that. It's really weird. I feel like I'm talking to the original one. There's like one brother that started the fucking deal, and he's right here, and it's so weird. He's like, it's Frank, and he's fucking scary. Ranch riders were never supposed to be allowed in Illinois. Mixtecas were supposed to stay until they fucked up, then they got kicked out for a reason. But ranch riders were never supposed to be allowed over here for some reason. I don't know what that deal is. Yeah. It was supposed to be simple. There was an agreement between the Reapers and the federal government that motorcycles just really weren't going to be on the roads around here. It was kind of an unspoken rule. So there really shouldn't have been a lot of motorcycles over here, especially the ranch riders, though.
Just heading to bed, dog. Do you need anything before I go?
No, thank you.
All right, have a good night.
Unbreakable will. Your galactic goddesses want to remind you of your unbreakable will at this point in time. Fuck, they are so kind. Oh my goodness. And I guess I should tell you right now that back in the day, the Outlaws were more badass because when they got mad at each other, they'd burn their own clubhouses down. I don't know if any of your presidents told you that, but one of your own burnt your own clubhouse down and then tried to blame the Hells Angels. I thought it was the federal government, but it ended up being one of your own. I just knew it wasn't the Hells Angels, but it was one of your own. I don't know why he would do that, but he was mad at like another brother for a reason. It was completely weird. It was like he did it just because it was going on and he could blame the Hells Angels, but it wasn't. It was for a very crazy reason. It was not a good enough reason. Spirits say. All right, Daddy's home. Actually, with 3 decks, I'd say Daddy's home, Stepdaddy's home, and somebody else's home. Oh yeah, you want to talk about the undercovers? They kind of want to giggle about the undercovers. So in every single chapter, or in a majority of chapters, I'm gonna tell you right now, you got at least 3 undercovers in them. I know you guys. How could that happen when you have such a stringent filtering process and hazing, mud jacking or mud flapping or whatever the fuck it was? You have 3 undercovers in there, and they only have 3 because they're worried about your like. They're not worried about your numbers. They're worried about your comprehension. It's really weird. And they're just gonna stay in there. There's nothing really that they've got that's too imminent. You're not too much of a threat as you used to be, I guess. So they're just gonna stay in there. And from what I understand, you guys aren't even really doing anything. So what are you guys letting just cops in so you can just hang out with them? The splendor they offer. You let cops in the club because of the splendor they would offer? You let cops in 1%ers? You got an undercover in the 1%ers? Well, that's fucking impossible. In the clubhouse, I'll give you. You got fucking... That comes from your daddy. Your stepdaddy. No. I don't know how that goes. Fuck, why aren't you letting me know how that goes before I say it? Oh gosh, you're gonna get me in so much trouble because I don't know how that goes. You're in, you no, you guys fucked up so bad. Outlaws, you're working with, what? You worked with the Nuestra Familia? And AB Terranoi? Oh, shit.